Man, I cannot wait till the next NBA season. My Detroit Pistons, we got some pretty good things coming. Good draft pick. We got Christian Wood, who's going to be a future All-Star. Hey, what's this, man? He's actually live on Instagram right now. I want to say hi to the big fella. Hey, what's going... Wait, what? What team should I go to? I need some ideas. Bro, what the f***? Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. Yes, for today's video, we are going to talk about how Christian Wood has all but destroyed the Pistons' chances at a decently quick rebuild. But before we get going on today's video, I need you guys to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, guys. One like equals one piece of my shattered heart after hearing this news. As you guys all do know, I'm a big-time Detroit Pistons fan. So yes, I expect about 17,000 trillion likes on this video here, man. And also, the big baller question of the day is, what type of contract is Christian Wood actually worth, and what NBA team would be the best fit for him to go to? Let me know that in the comment section below. Alright, guys, so what exactly happened with Christian Wood? Well, the other day, he went on Instagram Live, and he essentially said, it's pretty short and sweet, guys. He said, what team should I go to? I need ideas. Well, Christian Wood, you could come back to the Detroit Pistons. You know, that's a good idea if you ask me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to try to contain my emotions in this video, but it just really irritates me here, man. But I'll be fine, guys. I'll be fine. Kinda. Check on me. No, man. So, yes, essentially what he did, he's looking for a new team to go to. Actually, a few months ago, he talked about how he wanted to win, and it was kind of like one of those Eric Bledsoe PPI type of emojis out there where he was just kind of like, you know, Piston fans were not really quite sure how to read into it, because obviously everybody wants to win unless you're Stanley Johnson. I'm just joking, Stanley, not really. But no, man, so yeah, Christian Wood, he just wants to go out there and win basketball game, which is fine. But at the same time, you know, before he was on the Detroit Pistons, he was actually, like, not really much of anybody, right? From a basketball standpoint, he was a guy that was typically at the end of the bench. Not gonna lie, in the last few games that he played with the Pelicans before going to the Pistons, he put up some monster numbers which showed a lot of potential. But really, the Detroit Pistons opened up some doors for him to really put up stats and stuff like that, and essentially gave him the reins as to be a leader of this basketball team, right, man? So, what exactly makes Christian Wood have all-star potential? Well, for one, in this very quick pace NBA, he is the perfect guy you want at the center position. He's 6'10", but the two things he does well is dunk the basketball and shoot the basketball. On the season, he averaged about 13 points and 6 rebounds per game in 21 minutes. That was more in a limited role. And then once Andre Drummond actually got traded away, he averaged 24 points on 38% from 3, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal per game. It was in a very small sample size, but nonetheless, that was him in a starter's type of role. So, what exactly is his importance to the Detroit Pistons? Why are Piston fans like myself upset about this? Because for a guy that, you know, put up nice numbers in limited time, I will say a lot of Piston fans, we absolutely loved the guy, right? We absolutely love the guy. Well, the big thing about him is that he's a diamond in the rough. You look back at the 2004 Detroit Pistons, a lot of those guys, you know, Chauncey, Big Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, those were all guys. Even even Ben Wallace is the poster boy for that, because, you know, Big Ben Wallace was somebody that was undrafted and had to prove himself in the league and ended up becoming one of the greatest defensive players of all time, man. So yes, essentially what it is that the Pistons' great teams have always been built just on guys that had to go out there, work hard, and prove themselves. And, you know, Christian Wood was looking like a diamond in the rough. Looks like he could definitely fit into that mold. But not to mention that, man, we also gave up on Andre Drummond. Like, we essentially traded Drummond away for Brandon Knight, and I think we might have got a second-round draft pick out of it, but regardless, you know, we traded Drummond away with the hopes that Christian Wood would be that new center, and he was balling out like he could be. I don't think the Pistons would have let go of Andre Drummond if they knew that Christian Wood was looking to move in free agency. So, yeah, it's just kind of upsetting that you give, really, the reins of the team to one player, and they don't really share the same future as you, which is totally 100 billion% his right. Like, if he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here. So, what are the Pistons' options when it comes to Christian Wood? Well, option A is they can grossly overpay for him. Because what's going to happen is that if the Pistons do not overpay, then he's just going to leave to a contender for the amount of money that he's actually worth. Let's say that his contract is worth, just to throw a number out there, $12 million a season. Well, is Christian Wood going to accept a $12 million contract with the Pistons? Or is he going to, get a $12 million contract with the Golden State Warriors or the Boston Celtics or a team like that where he can actually go out there and win now? Unfortunately, that is the life of a rebuilding team that's also a horrible free agent destination. The Pistons don't really get great free agents. Typically, what they get is a washed-up guy that's looking to, just really prove himself out there. See guys like Joe Johnson. Of course, there was the failed Josh Smith experiment. Tracy McGrady was on this team at one time. Obviously, we had Allen Iverson in exchange for Chauncey Billups many years ago. Chris Webber. The list essentially goes on and on. Players don't typically come to the Pistons unless they are looking to retire, and they use us as a retirement home or a way to hopefully get themselves back on the map, and usually it does not work, guys. Alright, so which teams would actually be a good fit for Christian Wood? Well, I mean, the Detroit Pistons. No, I'm just joking, man. Well, they would be, but no, we actually kind of talked about a few of them earlier out there. Number one, I think, would actually be the Houston Rockets, because the way Christian Wood plays, he definitely would have fit inside a D'Antoni offense. Obviously, D'Antoni is not the coach of the Houston Rockets anymore, but regardless, a 6'10" guy that gives him some height at that center position, but loves shooting threes, you could use him as exactly like how you used PJ Tucker in your offense, except you don't really have a small ball lineup anymore. So I think he would work out very nicely in that role. From a defensive standpoint, not gonna lie, he's not the greatest defender out there. Obviously, he can block a shot every now and then, but yeah, he's not exactly going to shut down guys like Anthony Davis or Joel Embiid. Still a decent enough defender, but really what you're getting with him is the length, and you're also getting the offense, which fits exactly what the Houston Rockets likes to do. Second team, I would have to say, unfortunately, would be the Golden State Warriors, man. Once again, fits into the high-volume three-point shooting offense of the Golden State Warriors. They could probably get him on the mid-level exception, and that would be their starting center. That way, the Warriors can go out there, draft whoever they want with their pick, trade away for whoever they want. But no, you're looking at a lineup of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Christian Wood. That team is 1,000,000,000% going to the NBA Finals. Or, they could use their draft pick to get the guy that a lot of people think they're going to get in, like a James Wiseman, start him, use Christian Wood as a big-time, scorer, six-man off the bench. That works out completely fine, too. And the last team that I could really see him going to is actually the Boston Celtics. So they have Daniel Tice at the center position right now. Not really sure what the future for Gordon Hayward holds, but I'm imagining a lineup of, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, probably Daniel Tice at the power forward spot with Christian Wood at the center spot. That entire lineup and shoot allows Marcus Smart to go back to the bench. But Christian Wood would essentially fit in instantly with the Boston Celtics. Like I said, man, he shoots the basketball, he dunks the basketball. Analytically, that's what we love these days. So any team he could really find a space with, or maybe even go back to the Pelicans and play with Zion and Brandon Ingram. That would actually be kind of a cool moment, because I think he would fit in really nicely with that team. All right, so do the Pistons actually want Wood back now after seeing this? I mean, obviously we do. Beggars can't be choosers. But sadly to say, man, this to me showed a big flaw in his leadership. And not every single player wants to be a leader. There's nothing against a player not wanting to be a leader. I actually think in some cases, players that can admit that, it shows, a lot of good signs of maturity. But at the same time, GMs, owners, fans, we all got to realize that, well, do you want to pay money towards a guy that doesn't have those leadership skills on a team that needs a leader, which definitely the Pistons do need. So obviously we would want him back if the contract's right. I wouldn't go out there and just go crazy and throw him like a max contract, or not even like $20 million a season. I do think that would be a little bit too much given the circumstance. If we could somehow come out of this with him being like the third highest paid player on the team, that'd be absolutely unbelievable. But like I said, Pistons not a great free agent destination. So typically, a player's not going to take on less money to play here. They would rather take on, that same money to go play for more of a contending team, or just a nicer location. Hey, Detroit has some decent spots, guys. I've been around it. Yes, there's some bad spots. Every place has some bad spots, but there's also some beautiful, beautiful aspects of Detroit that you can't say otherwise unless you've been here, man. So how exactly do the Detroit Pistons move on from this? Let's say Christian Wood is gone. Where does that leave them? It leaves them in a very, very, very bad place, because you know, going into next season, we were hoping to have Christian Wood at that center position. You know, Blake Griffin at the 4 spot, although we're still probably looking to trade him away. Also, there's up-and-coming guy Siko Dimboya. So, I mean, the front court was looking pretty solid. You take Christian Wood away from that, though, and that just leaves another hole on the team that's filled with a ton of holes as is. The Pistons need their point guard of the future. We were hoping to get that in the draft. The Pistons need a better small forward. Tony Snell is fine. That's all I got to say about Tony Snell. And the one thing we had going for us was, hey, we got this great young 25-year-old center, Christian Wood, out there that's ready to ball out, man. So now that he's gone, it really switches up how the Pistons look into free agency, what they can spend money on, and what exactly they take with their 7th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Me personally, I want to see Killian Hayes. Now, if let's say like a James Wiseman falls down to the 7th spot, you really have no choices but to take a guy like that. I didn't really want him on the Pistons just because I think he'll be better offensively than Andre Drummond, but, you know, he definitely still kind of like, James Wiseman still definitely like shows just like a little bit too much traditional center for my liking. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to stay away from him. But, you know, let's say he leaves. Hopefully the Pistons can go out there, get themselves a new starting point guard like a Fred VanVleet. Maybe they can get James Wiseman. I'm not really sure, man. I'm pretty disappointed about the whole situation. I really thought the Pistons, you know, were due for a win. And, yeah, it looks like they're actually going to be taking a big-time L because of this. But, hey, that's basketball, guys. That is what it is. But I hope you guys did all enjoy this video. Like I said, been loving making these videos. It's been a great time. You know, anytime you guys drop that like, leave that kind comment out there, it really does help motivate myself out here, man. So thank you all so much for that. And, yes, once again, the big baller question of the day: what type of contract is Christian Wood worth, and what NBA team would be the best fit? Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.